ever feel like you're just drowning in information, Customer feedback here, sales figures there, social media buzz, maybe even what happened in your actual store.
Oh, definitely. It's everywhere.
Yeah, and trying to bring it all together to see the full picture, it feels impossible sometimes. Like, what's really working? How do customers actually behave across all these different places?
It's a huge challenge.
Imagine, though, if you could somehow connect all those threads. Well, welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're plunging into the rapidly evolving world of multi-channel analytics.
It's a fascinating area.
It really is. And our mission in this deep dive is to unpack exactly how organizations are gathering, integrating, and analyzing data from all their customer touchpoints.
Right. Not just one channel in isolation.
Exactly. Websites, mobile apps, social media, email, even those physical store interactions. We'll look at the trends, some maybe surprising challenges, and the really exciting future opportunities.
Lots to cover.
Definitely. And this deep dive is based on a detailed report from Cognitive Market Research. It's their multi-channel analytics market trends and future opportunities analysis, published by Nisha Dior.
Solid source.
Yeah. So, by the end of our chat, you should have a really clear idea of what multi-channel analytics is, why it's becoming, frankly, indispensable for businesses, and what it means for how companies operate, and, crucially, how you interact with them. Get ready for some moments about unified data.
It definitely changes things.
So as consumers, how will this technology change our expectations, our experiences? Let's unpack this.
Okay, so multi-channel analytics, or MCAs, what's really interesting isn't just like collecting more data.
Right.
It's a specific kind of technology that lets organizations gather, then integrate, and then analyze information from all those channels you mentioned.
Websites, apps, social.
Yep. Social media, email, physical stores, the lot. And the core purpose, really, is to get that single unified view of how a customer behaves across all of them.
Revealing patterns you'd miss otherwise.
Exactly. Things that even really data-savvy companies might have missed before.
So it's moving beyond just snapshots of activity on one channel to seeing the whole journey.
Precisely. And the benefits for businesses? Well, they're pretty big.
Like what?
Enhancing customer engagement, for one. More personalized interactions.
Avoiding those awkward moments, like sending an ad for something I literally just bought in their shop 5 minutes ago.
Exactly that, yeah. It also helps optimize marketing strategies. They know where and how to reach you best.
And it improves operational efficiency, too, behind the scenes.
Yeah, makes their internal processes smoother. It all connects.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, MCA feels like a real driving force in this whole digital transformation trend we hear so much about.
Oh, absolutely. Businesses aren't just, dabbling anymore. They're adopting these comprehensive data-driven strategies because, well, they have to.
It's not optional anymore.
Not really. Not if you want to stay competitive, stay relevant.
And it's not just for the obvious players like tech or e-commerce, is it?
No, not at all. You see it being applied across really diverse industries.
Yeah.
Retail and e-commerce, obviously, but also healthcare, financial services.
Really? Healthcare.
Yeah. Understanding the patient journey across different touch points, it just highlights how indispensable this is becoming pretty much across the board. Any business trying to understand its customers.
And that indispensability, I guess that's reflected in the market growth. The numbers look pretty impressive.
They really are. The report pegs the market value at, over $12.5 billion this year?
Wow.
And it's expected to more than double by 2033, reaching over $26 billion.
Double in less than a decade.
Yeah, growing at nearly 10% compound annual growth rate. That's a huge vote of confidence.
Okay, that's serious growth. So what's actually fueling this? What are the main drivers behind this massive expansion?
Well, there are several key things happening. There's a rising demand for predictive analytics.
Businesses wanting to guess what we'll do next.
Kinda, yeah. Anticipate needs, not just react. Then there's the increased integration of AI and machine learning, which makes the analysis way more powerful, more automated.
Makes sense.
And, of course, just the sheer number of digital channels exploding, like we talked about. Plus, the move towards cloud-based analytics solutions makes it more accessible.
Right.
So companies are really prioritizing real-time data analytics now. They want to enhance their omnichannel strategies, give you that seamless experience no matter how or where you interact.
That real-time aspect feels key. Customer expectations are just so high now, aren't they?
Totally. They expect consistency.
Do we have a concrete example of this in action? Maybe from one of the big players.
Yeah, the report mentions Salesforce Marketing Cloud. They rolled out enhancements back in June 2023.
Okay.
And these specifically included improved multi-channel analytics capabilities. So helping businesses analyze customer interactions across different platforms more effectively, get deeper insights faster.
A perfect example of investing in that immediate cross-channel view. Okay, so given this booming market, who are the heavy hitters? And where's the action happening geographically?
Well, regionally, North America is still out front, dominating really, holds about 40% of the total market share this year.
40%. Why so dominant?
It's down to a few things. A really mature digital infrastructure, high adoption of advanced tech already, and businesses there tend to have a strong customer-centric focus built in.
Okay. And Europe?
Europe follows pretty closely, around 30% market share. And what's interesting there, as the report notes, is that regulations like GDPR.
Ah, the data privacy rules.
Exactly. What they present challenges, they've also pushed companies to be really robust and deliberate about data handling, which actually creates a strong foundation for analytics.
Huh. That's fascinating, regulation kind of driving better practices in a way.
In some ways, yeah. But the really intriguing part is the growth story.
What is where?
Asia Pacific. It's seen the fastest growth by far. The report estimates a CAGR of 25%.
25%. Wow.
Yeah, driven by countries like China, India, Japan. Their digital ecosystems are expanding rapidly, and there's huge investment in big data analytics.
Yeah.
It's a really dynamic shift.
Definitely sounds like it. So what about the companies themselves, the competitive landscape?
It's fierce.
Yeah.
Very competitive. You've got several key players vying for the top spot.
Like who?
Adobe Systems leads the pack, based on 2023 figures with about 12% share. Then Google LLC very close behind at 11%, and IBM Corporation at 10%.
So the big tech giants are heavily involved.
Absolutely, and they're pouring resources into R&D, especially around AI, machine learning, real-time data processing. Got to stay ahead.
And I imagine lots of collaborations, acquisitions, partnerships to expand what they offer and where they offer it.
Exactly. That's a common strategy. It feels like a space that's just constantly evolving.
And looking ahead, the report expects even more competition.
Yeah, heightened competition, new players emerging, especially in those high-growth areas like Asia-Pacific and Latin America. It's definitely not static. Innovation is absolutely key.
Okay, so looking at those market shares, it really seems like multi-channel is, well, winning out. Why are these MCA tools becoming the preferred approach over more traditional analytics?
Well, it comes down to that comprehensive view again. MCA tools integrate data from all those diverse channels. Traditional analytics often just gives you a piece of the puzzle, right? A siloed view.
Right.
MCA offers superior functionality. Things like cross-channel attribution.
Which means figuring out which touch point actually led to a sale or action.
Exactly. Understanding what really worked. Also, customer journey mapping, seeing the whole path a customer takes. And powering much more sophisticated predictive analytics.
So it's not just more data, it's data that tells a much richer story about the customer. How does that play out in market share currently, and where is it headed?
Right now, as of 2024, MCA tools have about 45% of the overall analytics market.
Okay, so nearly half.
Yeah. Traditional tools still hold around 35%, and then single-channel analytics makes up the rest, about 20%.
But the trend is towards MCA.
Definitely. The report anticipates MCA's share growing to 48% by just 2025.
A clear shift.
It really highlights that growing reliance on these advanced analytics for better decisions, better customer experiences, especially in sectors like retail, finance, healthcare, where understanding that cross-channel behavior is just crucial.
Okay, this all sounds incredibly powerful. But let's talk about the flip side. Despite the growth and the benefits, what's holding MCA back? What are the biggest roadblocks?
I'd say one of the most pressing issues, maybe the most pressing, is just the sheer complexity of integrating data. Getting data from all those different disparate sources into one unified system.
The data silos problem.
Exactly that. Information locked away in isolated systems. Trying to get a holistic view is incredibly difficult when data is stuck like that.
So data from the mobile app, social media, the website, maybe even in-store transactions.
Yeah.
They might all live in totally separate databases.
Often, yeah. Making it super hard for a business to connect the dots and see you as one single customer across all those interactions.
And overcoming that must take significant investment, not just in tech, but maybe changing how the company works internally.
Precisely. It requires investment in integration technology, sure, but also sometimes organizational change. That can be a real barrier, especially for smaller outfits.
Okay, so integration complexity is one major hurdle. What else?
Another critical barrier is the growing concern around data privacy and compliance. all the regulations.
GDPR in Europe, CCPA in California?
Exactly. These laws impose really strict requirements on how companies collect, store, and analyze our data. It adds layers of complexity and, frankly, risk.
Because noncompliance means big fines, reputational damage.
Huge fines, yeah. And damage to trust. So businesses are, understandably, very cautious.
Makes sense. Any other major roadblocks?
Well, yeah. There's the high cost associated with implementing these advanced analytics solutions in the first place.
Right, the upfront investment.
Coupled with a sort of global shortage of skilled data professionals, people who actually know how to build and run these systems and interpret the results.
Finding the talent is tough.
It really is. And that hits small and medium-sized enterprises, SMEs, particularly hard. They might just lack the resources to hire or train the people they need.
Okay, so integration, privacy, cost, and skills. Quite a few challenges still. But looking ahead now, what does the future hold? Where is multi-channel analytics heading?
Well, the future looks incredibly dynamic, mostly driven by tech advancements. One huge area is the deeper integration of AI and natural language processing, NLP.
Okay, tell me more about that. NLP, that's about understanding language, right?
Exactly. These technologies let organizations analyze unstructured data, think customer reviews, social media comments, survey answers with much greater accuracy and efficiency.
So not just what people click on, but what they're actually saying and how they feel, the sentiment.
Precisely. Understanding the why behind the whats. IBM Watson, for example, has been a pioneer using NLP for deep customer sentiment insights.
Right. And this AI isn't just for the customer-facing stuff, is it? It's also helping manage the complex data behind the scenes. I think the report mentioned BMC software.
That's right, yeah. They're innovations from October 2024. Using AI, even generative AI, to make complex mainframe data more manageable, integrating with cloud platforms like AWS. It all contributes to getting better insights out, ultimately.
So AI and NLP are big. What else?
Another pivotal development will be 5G networks becoming widespread.
Faster connectivity. How does that impact analytics?
Faster, more reliable connectivity means businesses can process data in genuinely real time, react incredibly swiftly to market changes, customer demands.
Like optimizing inventory on the fly or sending a super timely, personalized offer?
Exactly that kind of thing. Real-time responsiveness.
And what about the Internet of Things? IoT, all those connected devices.
Yes. IoT adoption is set to, well, revolutionize data collection. Think about all the new data points analytics platforms will get access to.
From smart homes, connected cars.
Wearables, industrial sensors, loads of stuff. This will massively broaden the scope of MCA, enabling much more granular, much more actionable insights than we can even imagine now.
So if you put it all together, AI, NLP, 5G, IoT, it sounds like they'll converge to make multi-channel analytics absolutely critical.
That's the idea. It evolves from a useful tool into a fundamental enabler of digital transformation across pretty much every industry. It changes how businesses operate at their core.
Wow. Okay, so summing up, multi-channel analytics really stands at this intersection of innovation and opportunity.
Fueled by AI, cloud, better data integration.
And these tools are empowering businesses to finally unify data from all those different channels.
Leading to more personalized customer experiences, optimized operations, the whole package.
We see it everywhere, from e-commerce giants fine-tuning marketing to healthcare providers trying to engage patients better. The applications are just so diverse.
They really are. But, as we discussed, getting the full benefit still means tackling those challenges.
Right. The data silos, the privacy concerns, the skills gap. It takes strategic investment, sometimes collaboration.
For sure.
But the direction is clear. The adoption of multi-channel analytics is only going to accelerate, isn't it? Driven by just how crucial data-driven decisions are in today's competitive world.
No doubt about it.
So let's bring it back to you, the listener. Here's a final thought to chew on.
Okay.
If nearly every single interaction you have online, in a store, through an app, contributes to this massive interconnected stream of data, how does the rise of truly unified multi-channel analytics change your expectations as a consumer?
Good question.
Do you expect hyper-personalized experiences now? Do you expect companies to maybe even predict your needs before you even realize them?
It shifts things, doesn't it? From just buying what you want.
To having companies anticipate it. Something to think about.